Welcome. My name is Roxy Deere, and I'm the Director of Programs and Events for the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce. On tonight's episode of Chamber Chat, we will be meeting all of the winners from the Community Improvement Awards that happened in September. But before we get started, I'd like to remind you of the Taste of Wayne County event coming up on October 11th. Not only are we doing the Taste of Wayne County, which is in its more than 10 years anniversary, we're going to also be celebrating the Business Expo that is sponsored by OptiVise IT. Tickets are on sale now, and you can pick them up at the Chamber. Welcome back. My name is Roxy Deere, and I'm the Director of Programs and Events at the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce. And today we're joined with two of our winners from the Community Improvement Awards, Denise from the Richmond Parks and Recreation and Susan from West End Bank. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thanks. Well, why don't you two start by telling us a little bit about the projects that you were nominated for and why those were important to the community.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for the award. We're very appreciative, and we were among a great group of businesses that are doing great things in Wayne County. But our particular project was our company headquarter building that's on the corner of South 7th and South A. So we created or built a brand new facility, three floors, all brick in the downtown Richmond location. So we really focused on beautifying an area that over the years has been rather troubling with vacant buildings. So we have a beautiful structure in place, as well as we took a structure that used to be an old gas station as well as a retail outlet. We were able to level that building and put a beautiful parking lot for our company headquarters, in addition to adding some very nice landscaping to make it a park-like structure.
Yeah, you're right in our backyard at the Chamber, and so we love having a beautiful building right there.
Thank you. We're glad to be a part of it.
Denise, what about your project?
Well, 5 seniors from Earlham worked with the Parks Department on a really proactive approach to a playground called Playground with a Purpose. Absolutely. And we were very excited to even be nominated, let alone receive the award. Right. But we were very excited to be able to partner together with Earlham on this design, build, and fundraise a playground like this. This is what we call the Sensory Playground. It's for all ages and all abilities, and really just brings life to Clear Creek Park. People come from everywhere to really come in and enjoy what it has to offer.
Right. Well, both of these projects stood out to us at the Chamber, and West End Bank won the Exemplary Award, and the Parks won Quality of Life Award. So talk a little bit about what that means to both of you to win that award.
Again, it's a very proud moment. We were very happy to be able to invest at that type of level in the downtown area. It's been several decades that a new construction has actually occurred. We take pride in the community that we do business in, so we really wanted it to be a focal point that there's growth and prosperity in Richmond and in Wayne County, and we think that the building really exemplifies that.
Perfect.
Well, this project, actually, this playground, has just been a project that just keeps giving, with the award of Quality of Life Award through the Chamber, and then the stories that just come along every single day with the people who need and utilize the playground. It just continues to just keep giving to the community in so many ways that we would have never thought that it could have. So we're just very excited about that option.
So 2 very unique projects doing very unique things for the community. Talk about some of the people who helped make these projects come alive. There were contractors involved, there were sponsors. Who helped you with these projects?
There were so many actually with our project, just because it spanned over over a year to actually put it in place. But three that really stand out that were integral would be May's design. David Industro was our designer and architect, as well as Thor Construction. They primarily headed up all the construction for the facility, as well as Q7 and Associates. They are out of Indianapolis, but they handled all the interior design of the building. But we use several local businesses, from the brick masonry to the landscaping outside. Anytime that we can keep things local, we absolutely do.
We love that.
Yeah.
Denise, and you had a ton of sponsors for this event.
We had, over 26 sponsors. One of that was West.
There's a connection right here.
Absolutely. So they came on board as our anchor bank for this project, and we thank you so much because we couldn't have done it without you. So I love sitting right here with them and celebrating with them because they're also celebrating with us. And lots of people made this happen, lots of sponsors, Reed Health and Earlham, of course, and then Lingle. And so many more people just came aboard and said, how can we help? So we're really thankful for that. The Wayne Township trustee also is a big advocate for playgrounds in this community. And our goal, obviously, is to make all of our playgrounds compliant and safe and beautiful for all to participate in. But this playground is going to stand out amongst the rest. And so we're just thankful for everyone who participated. A lot of our park employees and that team really made a huge effort in using all in-house resources to do some of the things. But this was a project sponsored by the community for the community, and there were no tax dollars allocated to this playground. So the community really made this happen, and all of the donors and the people that really shined through this project.
Talk a little bit more about what a sensory park is and what population it's trying to serve.
So a sensory playground basically has a lot of research in depth with that. A lot of certain components are geared towards visual and sense-like options, auditory, things like that. There's social interaction type components in the playground so that people can feel safe and together and playing together. We have it in a circle-like fashion so that you can continue to move and play and socially interact. Additionally, the dome apparatus gives a tunnel and a hiding place in case someone just wants to get away from the activity happening there. We have a lot of visual type things that really helps with development. We have the fall surface that you enter into is something that you can wheel right into, plus it's a very gradual area where sometimes children with autism have trouble with varied levels underneath their feet. So this is just a gradual incline, and then it goes into the mulch, which would be like a graduating kind of option. So 1 in 68 are diagnosed with autism, and we're just trying to make sure that our community has the area in which it needs in a safe area with a fence that everyone can enjoy.
Okay. Susan, talk a little bit about what this project has done for West End Bank. It's major facilities 10 times bigger.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing process that we've had in beautifying the downtown location that we already have and expanding the current footprint that we have. Our main branch facility is on 7th Street, which is actually right across the street from the current headquarter building. But we also purchased the space directly next to it that's on the corner of 7th and A. It previously held a law firm. We were able to raise that building and then put a beautiful green space there, just with greenery that our employees can enjoy, as well as those commuting through town on South A Street as well. We do have plans in the future to expand that footprint. We're looking at purchasing the laundromat facilities that's on the corner of South A and 8th Street. It's a little bit of an eyesore. It's been there for several decades. It's in need of a little pickup. So we would like to see progression with again, our footprint and looking at adding green space as well to that corner. And beautifying the downtown lot a little bit more.
I love that this project continues to grow. Even after the main building's done, you're still thinking, what else can I do for the community, and what else can we do to make this a place where people want to live and work and play? So thank you, ladies. Denise, I know you brought your award. Do you want to showcase that? And we are just so thankful to have you two ladies with us today and for joining us once again. Susan from West End Bank, they won the Exemplary Award for their new building. And then Denise from Richmond Parks and Recreation with the Quality of Life Award for the Playground with a Purpose. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Welcome back. This afternoon, we're here with Dana from NACO Community Empowerment Center, another award winner from the Community Improvement Awards. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, tell us a little bit about the NACO Community Empowerment Center. And you were the Community Spirit Award, so that's a pretty big deal. Tell us what NACO Community Empowerment Center does, who they serve, everything about it.
Oh, everything. We don't have time for everything. But first off, I need to say thank you for our award. It
You're
was a very
welcome.
special day and special award, and we appreciate that, feeling the spirit of change in our community. And really, that's what the Empowerment Center is about, is helping people in our community who want a better future for themselves make the changes that they need from a financial standpoint as they move forward.
Okay.
So it's about developing a plan, and their plan is based around what they are wanting out of life. It might revolve around financial education. That is one of the things that we do. We're certified financial counselors at the Empowerment Center, so we can do one-on-one help with budgeting, debt consolidation, debt management, credit building, credit repair. But we also have classes that people can come and take about saving money, planning for the future, so on and so forth. We also help people that are trying to find new jobs or find a better job or a job that they can move up. So we have computer bays that people can access to apply online, resume writing. We have a collection of clothes housed at Sylvan Nook Church. Thank you, Sylvan Nook Church. That is more interview appropriate attire that we take donations for, and we give out as donations for anybody that is in that kind of a need.
Wow. Every time I hear about the work you guys are doing, it feels like it continuously has been growing. And you just had a big anniversary. How many years have you guys been?
5 years. The Empowerment Center had their 5-year anniversary the 9th of August.
And when we talk about the Empowerment Center, this isn't a staff of 20 or 30 people. How many people are making all these things happen?
Two. And our administrator and our director, but she's not housed at this actual center. So when we say staff, I think of just the two of us.
Yes, I mean, that's just incredible work that you guys are doing. And I've participated in some of your activities and some of your events to train others in the community. Talk a little bit about the poverty simulations and what those are, because I know you have a few coming up.
We actually have 3 coming up. We have 2 in October and 1 in November. And our poverty simulations are an opportunity for people who have maybe never experienced poverty to try to get, it's a very small look, but it's a look into the reality of the struggles and the constant problem solving and challenges of living in poverty. It's about a 2-hour event. It might be a little bit more, but you come in, you're assigned the role of a family member in poverty, and then you have to do all the things that they would do in a month, and it's 4 15-minute weeks. So like I said, it's a simulation. It's as close as we can get to the real thing, but you can begin to understand the frustrations, the constant problem solving. One big thing that people talk about is the poverty of time. How do I get everything done that I need to get done in the time allotted? And what do you mean you're closed for a holiday? And what do you mean I have to find somebody for my kids on spring break, or those kinds of things? To date, we have had over 800 participants go through our poverty simulations.
Wow. I've done it multiple times with you because every time I go, I find a little bit more information that I'm like, I need to take that back to my workplace and use that. And during the process, I get so frustrated and I get so angry, and I know that other people are feeling that way. And I always come out thinking, I've learned so much about myself and about what this community is doing to provide for others and the feeling of living in poverty. So I thank you for that amazing experience.
The next time, instead of actually going through as a participant, you should come and be a volunteer for me.
Sign me up.
And then you can get that side of the experience, and you can watch people as they're frustrated. It's really funny to me because I blow this obnoxious whistle
Yeah.
at the beginning and the end of each week, and it is totally obnoxious. But the very first week, people are like, okay, she blew the whistle, and they just mosey. By the fourth week, they're standing there looking at me like, okay, okay, I gotta go. And off they go to the races, so to speak. And yeah, and we are now to the point in the past 2 or 3 years that we have groups actually requesting it. We have had, we work very closely with the IUE School of Nursing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a great experience for those students to have.
Absolutely.
Talk about some of the other programs you guys do. I know at one
Okay.
point you were doing a Circles program. I don't know if that still
Yeah,
exists.
we no longer have our Circles program happening. Circles was actually something that was a partnership with United Way and us. That in the beginning, it was great. We had the people that were interested. Our community just it was really hard to get the people in. But we do
Right.
have a training program
Okay.
that we offer that is our, I don't want to say answer, but our other option to Circles, which is called Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World.
Okay.
And it's a 15-week training program that's really about, I want to make changes in my life. I want support around me while I'm making these changes. I want someone to help me become educated and given the tools that I need to be able to make those changes.
Right.
And we actually have done one training in Richmond. We did a second one in Connorsville, and we're doing, our third one is also going to be in Connorsville.
So how do people get signed up for these events? How do people sign up to be volunteers? What's my next step?
They can call us, and our telephone number is 983-4766, and they can call us. A lot of times when somebody calls us and they're not really sure what they want and or need from us, I'll just set them up an appointment. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
For you, I'm putting you on my email list for
Sign
my
me up today.
volunteers. So, but another big thing that we do is we are a certified VITA site, which
Talk
is
a little bit
voluntary
about that.
income tax assistance. And what that means is we can do people's basic income tax for free.
Okay.
Now, basic is not as basic as that sounds. There's a lot more I can do than what I can't do.
Okay.
And this last tax season, we did 573 sets of taxes.
2 people.
2 people.
576.
73 sets of taxes.
I'm moving and
that
shaking.
that doesn't count the ones that we did this year for the last 2 years.
Oh,
We've
my
been a VITA
goodness.
site for 3 years.
So how, like, is somebody, where's your location? Like, where are you guys located at? How does somebody find, what does that location look like?
We are at 1627 East Main Street.
Okay.
I always tell everybody we're directly west of the brand new McDonald's.
Oh, I know exactly where that's at.
The newly rebuilt McDonald's, we are directly west, same side of the street, the whole 9 yards, right next to the Mexican market. And we are a by appointment site. One of the big things is, let's say that you work 9 to 5. I work 9 to 5. But you might need some assistance from us, but we're going to make you an appointment for 6, and I will adjust my day and make sure I can be there at 6.
Okay.
That kind of a thing. But that's where we're at.
And before we started filming today, you were telling me that the space is little, but you get a lot of work done in there. What happens inside those doors?
Lots of different things. When somebody comes in the door, again, we're going to have that conversation. How can we help? What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you need? We do have a small intake form. Other people might not think it was small, but in the realm of people that are used to filling out forms for assistance, ours is really small. And then we're just going to have a conversation. Where are you? Where are you wanting to go? How can we help you with that change? How can we empower you to make the change? Because one of the big things is if I go in and I say, do this, do this, do this, do this, and everything will be great. As soon as I'm gone, this and this and this go away. Whereas if I can empower you to believe that you can make the changes in your life, then you're going to make long-lasting change. You're going to become a thriving person and a person that gives back to our community, and our community is going to thrive at the same time.
Well, I get chills when you talk about it. Is there anybody or any groups that you would like to give recognition to or say thank you to for helping you guys?
Well, I would say NATCO Credit Union. We are the credit union's outreach into the community. So the credit union is a huge
supporter of ours and one of our major funders. And I would also have to give a shout out for United Way, because in the beginning, we are still a United Way funded partner, and I appreciate that. But in the beginning with the Circles program, they really were a big piece of truly being a partner with us, not just giving us
Right.
money.
Well, once again, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and congratulations on winning
you.
the Community Spirit Award and 5 years of amazing work in our community. The whole chamber is so excited to have you guys with us, and the NACO Community Empowerment Center continues to do great work.
Here's to 5 more.
Yes, 5 more. Thank you. Welcome back. Our final guest today is Eric Nicholson with the Richmond Neighborhood Restoration. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you for having me.
So Eric just joined the chamber, and so we're going to talk a little bit today about what you guys are doing and how you're doing it, and I just want to know all about it. So go ahead.
Sure. So Richmond Neighborhood Restoration is a nonprofit that works to restore the historic homes in the Richmond area. And so right now we do a lot of brick and mortar projects. So yeah.
I was looking at the before and after pictures before you came in today, and I'm just shocked at how old these houses were and the condition they were in versus when you get done with them, how amazing they look. Talk about that experience and what that process looks like.
Sure. So this is actually the first project that I've worked with, but already it's been really eye-opening in how much we can do to bring the community back up with these houses. There's a lot of stuff that we can do to make things look good and make it so it's a very livable house. So.
How did you get involved in this? What made you decide to do this career?
So this was definitely not where I thought I would be, but I did. So I graduated from Earlham last year,
Okay.
and decided that I would spend some time in the Richmond area just to kind of help out with the community. And I actually worked for the Parks Department for a little while. And then this opportunity just kind of came along, and I said, hey, this is the way that I can help out in Richmond and help the community. So.
Well, that's amazing. We really appreciate it. Who helps you? Obviously, you're not the one up doing all of this work all the time. Who helps you with these projects?
Right. So we have an amazing board right now, and they do a lot of work for us. Help me, learn everything, and we also use a lot of local contractors for our work. So.
Okay.
We're also working on having a lot more volunteer days, so people will be able to come in and learn how to do new skills and help us fix up our houses. So.
How do you determine what house gets fixed? What next project do you have?
We're working on that process. Right now it's kind of just the houses that have come to us in some fashion or another, but we're working on being more strategic about that so that we can pick areas that are in greater need, but also pick houses that are feasible to fix up. So.
And I follow your Facebook page. You do a lot about educating people in the community too, and kind of giving the history of why buildings were built. And I saw one where you're talking about a cutout in a wall. Why is that important to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the history of these houses is really important. There's a lot of really fascinating architectural features that I don't think anyone thinks about on a day-to-day basis. And I think that that's a really good way for us to engage the community by talking about this wealth of historical kind of fact in the area, because Richmond really does have that.
Absolutely. What are some problems that you've come across that you didn't think you would have to be dealing with, or some interesting stories?
Well, I'm just completely learning this job right now,
Yeah.
And so that's been kind of a wild ride. I'm the first full-time staff position that they've had, and
Okay.
so a lot of figuring out the systems has been a challenge, but also something that I've really enjoyed. And so I learn 10 new things every day, and that's a little overwhelming, but I'm having fun. So.
And you've done 3 projects so far. Are those houses being sold, or are they on the market?
Yes. So before I joined the organization, they finished 2 houses, both of which are in the Linden Hill area, which is kind of on East Main Street near Glen Miller. And both of those houses have been sold to private owners, and those owners have actually gone above and beyond and done a lot more restoration work since we sold the houses to them.
So and this is my concept, you're buying these houses that typically people wouldn't buy or were going to be condemned. You're restoring them to a livable condition, and then the owner can come in and make it even more livable in hopes of maybe even 5 years down the road flipping it again and having somebody else move in.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, the goal with the house that we're working on currently is that someone's going to be able to move into it and it won't have all the problems that an old house has. But obviously, if you live in a historic home, there is a lot of work that you have to do to maintain it. But hopefully we'll get it to a point where it won't be as difficult. So.
Good. Well, I'm really excited that you're here. So these houses that you're doing, they're all historical. Do you have to deal with any historical laws, or do you have to mark these houses as historical?
Yes, so we actually work with Indiana Landmarks, which is a statewide organization that helps with historic preservation. And we work with getting historical covenants on the properties, which help protect and preserve them with the future. So when we sell a house to someone, there's only so much that they can do, usually just to the exterior of it.
Right.
But the house that we're working on right now has covenants on 2 of the chandeliers in the house.
Oh, wow.
Which is cool. So, and we wouldn't have done anything with them anyway because they're amazing. But
And they work.
and they work, yeah.
Oh.
So those are really beautiful, and they're going to stay in the house.
That's amazing.
And hopefully they'll stay in the house for forever. So.
I wouldn't even think about a chandelier having some kind of historical preservation,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's so cool that it does, and that you're making that for years to come. We're kind of preserving history that way. I love that. Who would you like to thank? Who helps you through your day to day?
Definitely my board is very supportive. They've been really great role models for me and learning things. And I also really want to thank Indiana Landmarks for helping us with funding and some organizational support. So, yeah, that's been good.
Well, thank you to them. When you're thinking about projects down the line, what does that look like for you? Big dreams.
Big dreams, yeah. There's no shortage of houses in Richmond that need our help. And so I'm excited to see how many we can do and kind of get this moving forward. Right now our system is doing one house at a time.
Okay.
But I'm looking to expand that. So hopefully we'll be working
Multiple.
on multiple projects in the near future.
So if someone's interested in helping you, volunteering, getting a group to do a volunteer day, how do they reach you?
Well, our Facebook page is a really good place. You can like that and you'll get lots of information. We also have a website,
Okay.
Which is richmondneighborhoodrestoration.org.
Okay.
And yeah, we will be reaching out to the community to get more volunteers for everything. So just, join our social media platforms and we'll get that information to you.
Perfect. Well, thank you for coming today. And if you have any more information, you can visit Eric's website. Before we leave today, I do want to remind you that the Taste of Wayne County Business Expo, sponsored by OptiVise IT, is coming up on October 11th at the Tom Raper Center. Registration is still open, and you can join the chamber that night. Tickets will be there, and you can enjoy all the food and all the businesses and nonprofits that night. Thank you.